So this is Elaine Fisher, and I am here to do tips, tricks, review, and tutorial on this Igloo 26 pound per day portable ice maker. As I mentioned in the video on the 18-inch portable dishwasher, we do live full-time in an RV. It's a RV made for full-time living. And anyway, there are some drawbacks to that. We bought ours used. It's a 2007, so it did not have an ice maker in it. Well, we actually got this ice maker. This is an Igloo Ice 102 Black, and we actually got it maybe as long as 2 years ago, and we had it in storage for a year because we hooked it up and didn't really know the best right way to use it. And then we got tired of filling ice cube trays or buying ice and constantly being out of ice. So we took it out of storage and we took a different approach to it, and we've been very happy with it ever since. So let me give you my hints, tips, tricks, and information on this machine. First of all, I'm going to have to move the camera so you can see the, sorry, hopefully won't make you too seasick, but that might be too bright. Here are the controls. That turns red if you need to add water. When the ice bin is full, that button will be red. This is your on and off. Your power always stays on. You can select small or large, and to be honest, I have never selected small, so I have no idea what small ice would look like. So this is the ice bin when it's full. Now I'm going to lift it up so you can see it. Looks like that. I'm going to show you what I do when I have a full ice bin. We're not ready to use ice for a while, but we want some ice in the freezer as backup. One of the problems with most ice once you take it out is the ice sticking together. There are lots of complaints about portable ice makers because the ice maker itself isn't a freezer. You cannot store ice in here. If you keep it running all the time, what will happen is the ice in the bottom will melt. It will continue to make ice, but it will be a cycle, sort of like rain. When the water goes in the air, then the rain comes down and the water goes back up. Well, that's what happens with the ice. The ice melts, makes more ice melts, makes more ice. So you can have it on, and we actually keep it on 24 hours. It hasn't affected our power bill much. But to help avoid the problem of the sticky ice, I take it and over the sink, I dump it like this. First I shake off as much water as I can, and when I get to those last few melty ice cubes, I put it back. I have found that when I do that, the ice doesn't chunk up nearly as bad. It will still do that because that's what ice does, and this not being a freezer, it's not extremely cold when you empty it. Alright, I'm going to show you how to add water. Very simple process. I'll lift the lid, take the basket out. Now here, right here, let me turn this light back on. Right there, that's as high as you should go with your water, right underneath there. This is the shelf on which that basket rests, and if you get any higher than that, then your ice is going to be sitting in water. So all you do, very simple, pour some water in there. We use filtered water. I'm real particular about the taste of my water, so we use filtered water. Put the basket back in. If we're not going to use the ice maker for a day or two, then I dump the water out. So I unplug it, I tip it over the edge of the sink, let all the water run out, and then we keep the lid open. Because of course, especially here in the South, we have a lot of problems with mold and mildew, and you will get mold and mildew in there. if you're not using it constantly. Even if you are using it constantly, and I know the directions say probably more often than I do. And honestly, we didn't have the directions, so I'm not exactly sure if what I'm about to tell you is what the directions say, but I will tell you how I do it. Now, you should follow the directions, of course, but I empty out the water, and then I put, well, I don't always empty out the water because I'll just put vinegar in there, and a little water with the vinegar is fine. I'll let it run through where it fills up here, and then I'll let it set. In fact, I'll let it make 1 or 2 rounds of ice, and I'll let it set for about 30 minutes. Then I'll empty it, and I'll run 1 or 2 cycles of full ice bin. Well, actually, I'll run 1 of the full ice bin, I'll empty it, I'll empty the water, refill it, run another one. If it still smells like vinegar, I might want to run a third thing of the ice. And part of that is just how particular I am about flavors and things, so I don't want any vinegar taste in my ice, but I do also want to control mold and mildew, and vinegar is the best option for that. Bleach can sometimes affect the inner workings of something. It's hard on rubber components, so vinegar is a better option there. So the other thing that we did when we first got this ice maker was think, oh, we just needed to wait till it was full and put the ice in the refrigerator, and then we'd get the ice out of the refrigerator. Well, of course, ice sticks together, so that was kind of a pain. We'd have to keep chopping the ice separate, and we didn't know what I showed you about how to empty the ice. We didn't know to do that, so we would just dump the whole ice thing in there, and there'd be a lot of water, and it would become a solid mess. So what we have done ongoing is we just put, like, generally we keep a coffee mug up here, and that's our ice scoop. Yes, thank you, Bob. And so we just scoop the ice directly out of here. And now if we get a full ice bin, we will put some in the refrigerator, in the freezer, because we might have guests. And this really won't, it will keep up enough ice pretty much for 2 people. But if you get more than that, then you will want to freeze some of the full bins. So I give the Igloo Ice Maker 2 thumbs up. We love it. It does take up a bit of counter space, but for us, it is well worth it. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below. I'm Elaine Fisher. Thank you for listening, and have a great day. Bye.